I think there's something different about Denver, something so wonderful. Everyone I've met since I've moved here is wanting to get involved, wanting to create community, meet new friends, do fun things. I haven't met anyone like boring. No one in Denver's boring. Everyone wants to do something cool. So creating community is kind of easy.
Would you like to move to Colorado? Do you work in a STEM-related industry? Then you should sign up with Hired.com, the go-to resource that I recommend for job seekers in STEM-related fields. Click the link in the show notes so that you can set up your profile today. I'm a proud affiliate, and I've had the opportunity to meet the Denver-based team. They really would like to get you working today. Click the link in the show notes. Get started on your profile. Don't move here without a job.
Hey everyone, welcome to Square State, not a podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Jackson, and today I am thrilled to finally interview this fabulous lady who is just so amazing. I am addicted to a class that she teaches, and she is actually part of literally a movement, like a movement of your body that I believe is sweeping across America. We're really lucky to have her here in Colorado. And we're going to geek out about all things dance, performance, Colorado. We're just going to talk about all the things. So without further ado, I am very pleased to introduce you guys to Leslie Kleiman from Groove 3. She wears a lot of different hats, so I'm going to actually have her introduce herself so that we know a little bit more about what she wants us to know about her. Hey, Leslie.
Hey, Michelle. I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you for having me.
I'm just glad that you were like, okay, you've only been asking me for a year. And it was, I don't know what was going on. But honestly, The episodes are so much better now that it's probably better that we waited until now to do your interview because I think the quality is much better.
Awesome. Worth the wait then.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you found your way to Colorado.
Yeah, so I'm actually a Tucson, Arizona native. I went to college there at the U of A, studied nursing, grew up dancing there. That's definitely been one of my passions throughout my life. And I actually found my way to Colorado through an organization called Up With People.
Love them. I'm part of them.
Yes, which is such a coincidence. And I knew we had a connection from the beginning. But Up With People is a global education program. After college, I joined the traveling group to experience the world a little bit. I love the idea of traveling with a purpose. So the organization itself is an international group that travels for 6 months doing service, leadership, cultural exchange, and performance. So it was boom, 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 all things checked my box, all things that I loved. So I immediately was accepted and fell in love with it. Traveled for 6 months as a student thinking then I would maybe go back to Arizona or somewhere else fun and pursue my nursing career. Ended up applying for a job with them and traveled for 5 more years on their staff. Yeah, it's a wonderful organization spreading the message of hope and cultural exchange through youth and performance. So what could be better, right? I got to work with amazing people, like-minded leaders that want to change the world and do good, while also spreading a message of peace through dance, through song, through just everyday interactions. And the company's based out of here, out of Colorado. So we'd come here every 6 months, which is why I fell in love with it. I also met my fiance in Up With People.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So when we decided to come off the road, this was just an obvious choice. Colorado is just awesome.
Well, I think it also helps that it's so close to home as well. So if you want to visit parents or friends from high school or what have you, it's easy. It's an easy thing to get to Arizona. True. I want to talk more about Up With People actually because I actually had thought about asking you about it, but I didn't know how long you were with the organization. For those of you who are listening, I also was a participant in Up With People. And at the time that I traveled with them, we actually traveled for a year around the world. It was amazing. My group was the first group to go to Japan as a full cast. The groups that travel are called casts. And we also went to Norway and to 21 states. It was just one of the most incredible experiences I've ever had, will ever have, honestly. And the people consistently are some of the most genuine, loving, amazing people I've ever met. Like I can't really speak. I can't even, it's like I'm gushing. Like I love the people that I traveled with, and we're still in touch. Like I hear from the people that I traveled with daily. Of course, that helps with all of the new things with, Facebook and Instagram and all these things with social media, but we were quite close. What was it like for you going from being a student to then being staff? And you've got a baby face, okay? So we're the students like, you're not staff, whatever. Or were they respectful? I'm sure they were, but what was that like, that transition from student to staff?
Yeah, the staff experience is definitely unique and different from the student experience. However, it is just kind of an extension of your learning. And that first 6 months or a year that you're a participant, you're really just experiencing a lot and soaking it in. And then to transition to a staff where you're actually facilitating that experience for the students is an extra challenge, a ton of growth in a short amount of time. It's very intense. And the staff of 15 or so is given, this great responsibility of taking about 100 international students aged 18 to 29 around the world. So, it puts you in your challenge zone for sure, but the amount of growth that I felt day to day and then after each tour was phenomenal and made me such a better person, clarified a lot of my values and my personal mission for life, and also has given me the most wonderful community and friends that I could ever ask for.
I would have to 100% agree on all those points. So I wonder, what was the most amazing, do you have an experience where you're like, this is unbelievable, that's tied specifically to Up With People? I know that recently you did something that was just phenomenal. You can share that as well. But is there one moment in all those 5 years that just really stands out? Or is it just a cumulative effect of, wow, this is the world we live in. We are doing amazing things. There are good people out there. I know that it's very easy to feel like get down on things with, at the time we're recording this last week, Harvey had hit Houston. There's a lot of stuff going on. And so I guess in my roundabout way, is there just one thing that made you think, wow, this world's an amazing place? Or, wow, this is the most amazing experience ever. I'm so blessed to have this. You can kind of meander through your answer, by the way, because I kind of meandered through that question.
Yeah, so many memories just flooded and made me smile. There's a lot to comment with that because every experience was pretty unique and incredible. But what you did mention recently was a small group of us were asked to perform for one of Andrea Bocelli, the Italian opera singer, at one of his yearly concerts in Florence, Italy. So that's an example of like a 1 in a million chance. Most people don't get that sort of opportunity, adventure where we went to Florence for literally 4 days, performed with Andrea Bocelli, and went home. So Up With People definitely provides those unique experiences that just kind of blow your mind. Like, what? How am I here? How did I get to do this? We've performed for queens and other state officials, royalty, famous people, for large audiences. So you can say all those things. We took a cast to Israel for the first time, etc. A lot of those standout highlights. However, to answer your question, what really, more tugs at the heartstrings and has more of a profound lasting impact on me has been the people I've met. We stay with host families in each city we go to, and to be let into someone's home to, eat what they eat and do what they do and really feel their generosity, you see the true nature of most people in the world. That the world really is good. There are good people out there. There are so many bad things happening, sure, but it definitely opens your eyes that there's hope out there, that there's love, and, inspires me to just keep passing it on. I feel so indebted to so many host families who have let me into their home, and the only thing I feel like I can do is to spread that love and to do that for other people. So the impact is definitely in the one-on-one interactions, the families we've met, and then also the cast is an international group, so the learning within that, you're sitting on a bus. A great example is we went to Poland, and myself, I'm Jewish, and I'm sitting next to another German castmate as we're riding the bus to Auschwitz.
Wow.
Talking about our different experiences, our perceptions of the topic of the Holocaust in particular. Where else could you have that experience besides in Up With People? So moments like that stand out in my mind, and I'll cherish forever.
In this moment now where it feels like the United States is having some issues, it amazes me that this organization that is almost 60 years old is still so needed and resonates so deeply with so many people, and really gives young people an opportunity to say, hey, we can be the face of the world. We are the face of the world. We can make a difference. These one-on-one interactions and conversations are important. And for me, it's one of those communities that I will forever be a part of because I believe so deeply in what they do. It's a blessing. I'm very spoiled, as are you, because we're here where it's now headquartered, and we just returned from the reunion that they had, like the typical any organization does. And it really moved me to see the relationships throughout time. So there were people who traveled years and years and years ago. And it was, I'm just getting chills thinking about it. It was amazing to me to see how deep their friendships were and how they had just loved on each other for years.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you go to like a high school reunion or a college reunion, there's this feeling of like this kind of competitive thing going on. You know what I mean? Like this
right.
one-upmanship. And when I went to that reunion, it was amazing to me how that was just not there. Like literally the entire time, besides the crazy stuff, because it is a reunion, my castmates, the ones who were there, just loved on me. They just hugged me and wanted to know how I was doing. And we got to meet people's kids. And it was just amazing. And I didn't realize how much I needed that until I had it. I'm feeling a little like, because I missed them. And we had an opportunity to do a Zoom meeting with everyone. And I was just like, these are amazing people. And I am so lucky to have been a part of this amazing experience. Amazing is the word for the podcast. Good grief. But that's okay. It's the word. I'm going to use it, people. I'm going to use it. And that's okay. And it's funny because now you're building community with another project that you're very closely aligned with and working on. And I want you to talk about Groove 3, which I absolutely love. I love it. Like I can't even explain it to you. I love the classmates, the energy, the music. If you could share what it is, how it came to be, please just go all in.
Yeah, so I'll definitely explain it, but there's nothing like actually experiencing the class. I'll say first of all, right?
Oh yeah.
So Groove 3 was started in LA about 6 years ago, so it's a fairly new company. But it's a hip-hop cardio dance party. So it's unlike any other dance class or cardio class that you've taken. The aim is for it to be all levels, all abilities, all backgrounds, all people. So a really inclusive, accepting environment. People who have never danced before, people who used to dance and want to get back into it, or people who want to try something new. So the 3 in Groove 3, and obviously the groove kind of insinuates the feel-good type of dancing it is and the style, and 3 stands for dance, sweat, live. So using dance to inspire change, sweat, meaning it's a nonstop class, right, Michelle?
Oh
you
my
can
God.
attest to this, that we get sweaty.
I'm so out of shape every time. And I'm honestly, I sweat like a pig, and then I see you and I'm like, why aren't you sweating? This is not natural.
I'm sweating.
Whatever. It must be like the color of your clothing, because I cannot figure this out. But listeners, if you want a workout that just works your butt off, oh my God, and you're just rocking out. Like, it's just, I can't even say enough. I love it so much. And what's the third?
And then the third is live. So just feeling good about yourself, feeling better than when you walk in that room, de-stressing, using movement, good music, and great people to reduce stress, boost your mood, relieve any tension. Plus, live meaning creating community, doing outreach, doing things for Denver. So we recently just helped warm up the participants at a 5K locally, a 5K fundraiser. We've done, instead of Dance Sweat Gives, we call them Dance Sweat Lives. Instead of Dance Sweat Lives, we call them Dance Sweat Give, where the proceeds of the class go to a certain organization. Just trying to do a lot of community outreach through dance. So that's a little bit about Groove 3.
Why is dance a universal language? I mean, it's movement, but why Up With People considered music a universal language? I would include dance in that. So could you talk about why dance is able to create community and why Groove 3 is able to tap into that?
Yeah, I agree with you. It is a universal language. All you need is your body, right? And you don't even need the music. We've had some hard of hearing students in our classes. You can communicate through your body. You can feel the energy of someone else moving beside you. We high five. We cheer each other on. We smile, laugh. So all those things are really great connectors. It's instinctual for us to want those things, and dance can really provide a great space for you to feel those things in.
Do you have to be like a naturally gifted dancer to do this? Or I think
No.
there might be some listeners who are like, well, I'm kind of clumsy, or I'm not a dancer, or, I'm 57, or whatever it is that's going through their head. What's the deal?
Well, I think this class is really designed to be accessible to all people. There's a lot of things that we go slow and then we pick up the pace. We also repeat a lot and before we add on anything. So the whole structure of the class is a great method of learning and retaining and getting it into your body. Also, it's just a really supportive environment, non-intimidating, just fun. You'll feel like a rock star at the end. You can laugh at yourself. I think it's just made for all people. I would say that going more than once is helpful too, to kind of learn the format of the class, and really getting that down helps. So definitely come more than once if you want to try it.
You'll get addicted. And I'm gonna actually share, I have a class pass membership, and it actually gives discounts to people who sign up for class pass, and I will share that in the show notes. So if you're like, oh, I'm kind of wanting to work out or check this out and check out some other classes throughout the city of Denver, I will be sharing my ClassPass affiliate, and you can check things out and see if you like it. I'm actually about to get a pass for the month just specifically for Groove 3 because I love it so much. I'm always going. So I'm not sure if I can go tonight because I just got back from all these travels, but I'm literally getting a pass just to make sure that I can go every week and get my groove on. Awesome. I'm wondering, is it hard? Like, if someone is wanting to become an instructor, what's that like? Does it cost money? How much time? If you could give us some, and where would they do that? Like, would you teach them, or how does it work?
Yeah, we are spreading the groovement, we call it. So currently Groove 3 is a few different states around the U.S., but looking to have it in other states, cities around the world. So there are instructor trainings popping up around different major cities throughout the U.S. right now. So if you check out groove3.com/get certified, you can check out when those are. Maybe they're near you or in your city. Additionally, just contacting Groove 3 saying, hey, I'm interested. I live in wherever it may be. They're really willing to work something out to help you be able to teach. As well, I'm actually this fall going to get certified to be a master trainer, so then I can train teachers. Wow. Hopefully in the next few months, we'll have a training here in Denver. So if anyone's interested in, maybe you are a dance teacher and want to teach a new format, or you want to learn something new, we'll have one here pretty soon.
Nice. And what's it like building community in Denver compared to maybe other places that you've built communities in? Is it basically the same? You're just finding like-minded people and going from there? Or is there something different about it?
I think there's something different about Denver. Something so wonderful. Everyone I've met since I've moved here is wanting to get involved, wanting to create community, meet new friends, do fun things. I haven't met anyone like boring. No one in Denver's boring. Everyone wants to do something cool. So creating community is kind of easy. Everyone's wanting to get involved.
And then I think the other thing, I want to talk a little bit more about just living in Denver and Colorado life. And I do think that living in Arizona, there is a similarity, like we're kind of Western-minded states. But what was something that caught you off guard, good or bad, that you're like, oh, Denver, or oh, Colorado, or just share what the experience of living here has been like so far. If you're, imagine that you're talking to someone who's listening to this episode, who's thinking about moving here, and what are some of the things that you think they may want to know, good or bad?
Well, being from Arizona, I didn't realize you have to check the weather so often. In Tucson, you kind of know what you're going to get, but in Denver, you might get a 60-degree morning with a huge drop in temperature in the evening, or snowing in the morning and then a sunny afternoon. So you have to always be prepared with the right clothes. I always have a rain jacket and an extra blanket in my car just in case, So I wasn't used to that being from Arizona.
Are you now doing nursing? Are you back in nursing? And if you are, what was it like looking for nursing jobs? I actually just got emailed by a gentleman who's thinking about nursing and moving to Denver. And so I think if you're in the nursing field now, it'd be interesting to hear your perspective on job search and how that went.
Yeah, I am a nurse, and I'm currently working at a private practice doing health coaching, which I've done the past year. It's much more my pace than working at a hospital in acute care. I will say there are a lot of opportunities in Denver. There are so many great prestigious hospitals, big hospitals, small hospitals in the Denver area. There's a lot of, as well, skilled nursing facilities, nursing homes, rehabilitation facilities, private practices. So as with the large city, I think there are plenty of nursing and healthcare jobs available. What I also love about Denver is that it's pretty progressive in the more integrative modalities, prevention and wellness, which is also one of my passions. So another reason why I love working here and living here, to be involved with like-minded people who, also people who value diet, exercise, stress management, etc., and the importance of those things in our health, not just here's a pill, here's a pill, here's a pill.
What is the one thing that you wish you'd known besides the weather? The weather thing, yeah, it's crazy, but is there another thing that you're like, God, I wish I'd known this before I moved? No one told me.
That's a good question. I think I was expecting hiking here to be like Arizona. Where I'm from in Tucson, you could walk out your back door and be at a trailhead. But everywhere in Denver, you have to drive to a trailhead. So I wasn't expecting a hike to take
hours,
a half day, a full day. It's a much bigger time commitment.
And I think that the final thing I would ask you is talk about the cost of living. This is one of the final things. What's the cost of living like? I find it really interesting what people's perceptions are of the cost of living here. So could you talk about, you had some experience because you were coming back and forth, so you kind of had an idea. But once you actually moved here, what were some things that you're like, okay, this is cheap, we're expensive, or what did you find in terms of the cost of living?
I feel like really the biggest thing that is more expensive than, say, some other cities is housing. Rent is pretty steep, but there are so many different little pockets and little areas of Denver that are still great, just maybe not downtown, that are more affordable. Besides that, I think food, gas, all those kinds of other things are fairly average. Not that surprising to me.
Good. Okay, so you guys heard it here. Got a little 411 on the nursing scene. If you guys are nurses looking for jobs in that field, if you are looking to get in shape with an amazing community of people, Leslie's like the nicest instructor ever. I've had a lot of instructors, and most of them have been nice, but literally she's the nicest. The energy in the room is just so positive. Sometimes dance classes, you kind of feel like I've taken dance my whole life, and there are moments when I'm bigger than others. I used to be very skinny. Now I'm normal sized, whatever. And sometimes in a dance class, you can feel a little weird about that because you've got these itty bitty people. Never feel like that in her class. Like everyone's it's the nicest group of people. I can't emphasize it enough. If you are looking for a fitness community, you must check it out. It's at Dance2B on, I think it's like 19th and Market. Am I right?
Yep, 1917 Market Street.
Yes, so please do go to there. I will include a link in the show notes to make sure that you can find it. Whenever Leslie becomes a master instructor, I will also update the show notes so that you can get in touch with her and be trained so that you too can be a Group 3 instructor if that is something on your list. And I just want to say a huge thank you. I've been wanting to talk to Leslie and bring her on the show for a while. I actually felt a little emotional when she was talking about Up With People. I wasn't expecting that, and I was like, oh my God, I want to get back on the road. Like all of a sudden I felt like swing clapping, which if you weren't part of Up With People, you'll be like, what the hell is she talking about? It's been a wonderful, wonderful conversation, and I just am so excited to see you continue to bring good vibes, good energy, and just happiness, to be a little cheesy, but real.
Yeah.
Happiness wherever you go. We need it. And I just thank you so much for hanging out with me on this show today.
Thanks for what you do as well, Michelle. You're spreading the love, too.
I'm trying every day.